So this is our Oracle Analytics live for March 2024, and we have some great updates for you. I'm just going to throw our safe harbor statement up here for 1 minute. And as you're taking a look at this, the recording and the presentation will be available afterwards. Give me about a week, and I'm going to send the link in a follow-up email to where you can access it. So for our agenda today, we have some product updates. We're going to take a look at the product roadmaps. We have Emily here to speak about the OA Summit coming up in London, as well as an update on the community website. We have lots of demos for you. And again, at the end, we'll have a live Q&A session if we don't get to your questions as we're presenting. I am Alex Toothman, and thank you for being here with us today. So I want to let you know that we have our in-product survey available. We ran this last year, and we are running it again every year. It's going to be available now with the March release through May. Let us know your feedback. You'll see a pop-up at the top of your homepage. It's a quick survey. It lets us know what we've improved on and where we can do better. If you're interested in speaking with me or the team directly about your feedback, please leave your email at the end. So I just wanted to put this up here as a reminder. This is a really quick way to easily access the information on recent feature releases. So on your homepage, if you go up to the icon and you select About, you'll see this pop up and it says what's new for March. It will let you know what's new and link the documentation to there. So that's just a quick, easy way to stay on top of things with the new releases. And again, as always, the team puts out a new features playlist on the Oracle Analytics YouTube page. You'll see the March one there. I'll put the links in the chat. I'll also send an email afterwards with the links so you can access them easily. Really great demos, short demos, so you can know what the new features are and how to use them. And for all our Oracle Analytics Server users, you'll be happy to know that we've done the yearly release with the March, and you have access now to over 100 new capabilities. So some of the top ones are the enhanced AI and ML, the semantic modeler, watch list, parameter enhancements, and formatted Excel data exports. I'll put a blog with some more information if you are an OAS user, some of the features there that you might be interested in trying out. I'm going to pass it over to Ben.
Perfect. Thank you very much. And I'm going to start. Let's see. So my name is Ben. I'm Senior Director of Product Strategy for Oracle Analytics. I'm going to show you something in the next slide. So I just came back from Orlando, where we had the Gartner Data and Analytics Summit. It went very, very well. We got a lot of users and customers coming to visit us. We had the Red Bull simulator, you can see at the bottom left or at the bottom right. We had a lot of influencer customers, people from Gartner testing the simulator. The simulator is connected live to Oracle Analytics, and we have a dedicated dashboard. You can see it at the bottom right. And this dedicated dashboard is showing you your time in real time from the simulator. Also, what you have to know, we got some of our top customers speaking during the Gartner Data and Analytics Summit. We got Mayo Clinic with Andy, we got Vanguard, and we got also Moffitt Cancer Research. So thank you to our top customers. They have been showing how they are using Oracle Analytics in their corporation, in their company, and they had a lot of success. A lot of other customers and prospects at the end ask a lot of questions to Andy, to Nishant, and to Helen. So it went really well. And finally, we cannot speak about the bake-off because you will see the result in May. But just to let you know that Oracle Analytics made a huge impression compared to Tableau and Power BI during this data visualization and analytic competition. You will hear a little bit more of that in May, or if you are a customer, just ask me, Alex, during our product strategy call, and we will be happy to tell you how we did that. We will have also the Gartner Data and Analytics Summit in London in the coming weeks, and we will present Bitron, how they use Oracle Analytics and AI. Bitron is one of our top customers in Italy, and we will also introduce London Heathrow Airport. They are using Oracle Analytics to manage everything in the airport, and they will demonstrate that during the Gartner DNA in London. In the next slide, I'm going to show you also one very interesting insight. Basically, Oracle Analytics recommended more than 1.5 million insights for our customer with our feature called Auto Insight. So what is Auto Insight? I'm going to quickly share my screen to show you what it is. And it's going to be available inside Oracle Analytics Server. So remember, most of our customers, they are using Oracle Analytics Cloud or Fusion Data Intelligence. But what you have to know is that some customers are using Oracle Analytics Server on-prem or in a different cloud or in Oracle Cloud. So Oracle Analytics Server is the same as Oracle Analytics Cloud, except that it's refreshed and updated every year, where Oracle Analytics Cloud, it's updated with new features every 2 months. So when you open a data set inside Oracle Analytics, you will notice that at the right, automatically we have what we call Auto Insight. So Auto Insight here, when I open my data set, it's already going to show me more than 100 data visualization, what we call insight recommendation. And then you can simply drag and drop an insight to your canvas, and automatically you can start your analysis. So it's very, very fast. You don't have to do anything. Oracle Analytics is generating recommendation for you, including machine learning with forecast, contribution bridge, we have maps, we have everything. So it's very important because we released this feature, I think, 1 year ago, and we generated already 1.5 million recommendations. So again, remember, you can use that. If you do not see the recommendation, you can right click on your data set, click inspect, and be sure that it's already enabled for your data set here, enable insight, and you will be able to get all this recommendation. Alex, if you can go back to the presentation, please. Okay. So we spoke about Auto Insight. It's recommending a lot of insight. We are going to go to the next slide. Okay, that is the latest roadmap of Oracle Analytics Cloud and Server. Alex is putting that obviously in the chat, so you are able to look at this roadmap. Big change, this roadmap is available quarterly now on our community website. So every quarter on the 15th of the month, you can go to the community website and see this roadmap. You will see that OAS, so Oracle Analytics Server 2024, has been basically released, so that it's available here. You can see also that we are going to have filter state personalization that has been released also. Conditional formatting, it's a big one. Everybody's happy about that one. You can use it right now. Auto Insight, you can filter by type of insight. We have also all our AI model that has been released. You can use them, AI language, document, AI language, AI PII, so for personal identification data. We have also the semantic modeler, which is the best in class in the industry, available in OAS. It's also integrated with GitHub. You have now the ability to share a data flow, to put data, role-based filters, so a lot of things happening. You have fine-grained permission. It was requested by a lot of you. You can now say my accountant can do a data flow, but I don't want them to run AI or something else. What's coming? So you will have our new chatbot coming, our copilot. It's like ChatGPT, but inside Oracle Analytics, you are able to ask questions about your data set, and our Gen AI copilot is going automatically to create the data visualization for you and give you some contextual insight. OCI face detection is coming. It's going to go also with OCI video AI. You are going to be able to have calculation inside your calculation, which is something all of you requested. We are going to have custom theme inside Oracle Analytics, new data visualization for Gauge, for Sankey, for Gantt chart. We are also going to think about an org chart data visualization. And then you are going to see a new homepage with, the same homepage, but with a new way to search and to ask using AI. So again, a ChatGPT Copilot-like, where you will be able to ask questions. Also, something you have been requested, it's OCI Object Store and the ability to use EPM and SBase into our semantic data modeler. So I'm not going to comment all of these features. You are able to look in the chat, click on the community, and see a lot of different announcements. Thank you very much for joining, and Alex, it's back to you.
Thanks, Ben. So we're going to now take a look at the FDI roadmap with Fari.
Perfect. Thank you, Alex. Hello, everyone. This is Fari Javanbakti, and I'm a Principal Product Manager here at the Product Strategy team. And I'm going to walk you through the Fusion Data Intelligence roadmap for the different pillars. We can go to the roadmap slide. Perfect. So first of all, I just want to highlight the name. So the Fusion Data Intelligence is a new name for the product that you may know it as Fusion Analytics Warehouse. So something to highlight here, and you may have heard that before. But in regards to the roadmap, we have the current, upcoming, and future. So in the current section, we look at the latest released items, and for the upcoming, we're looking at the next few releases, 1 or 2 releases, and then future looks towards next 12 months or 1 year timeframe. But starting with the ERP, we have the Fusion Accounting Hub available right now. It's a highly asked feature for the ERP analytics customers. It's available as a new SKU. If you have any questions, let me know, and I'm happy to direct you to the right documentations for that. We also have the grant support funding, enterprise contracts, as well as the Receipt Accounting Hub subject areas available in preview. But in the upcoming releases, we're looking at the labor schedules, the integration of the Fusion Accounting Hub, and the configurable account analysis will be coming up, as well as the labor distribution, and also semantic model extensions will be available for the configurable account analysis. Looking at the future items, we're going to add the risk management and compliance, cash management, and ESG analytics, just to name a few of them. So with that, I'm going to move to the HCM analytics items. As of now, we have the configurable inferred skills available, as well as the position subject area. Health and safety is available right now as a preview, and it will be available as a GA in the next couple of releases. We have some enhancements in the recruiting, as well as the goal rating approvals. But for the upcoming section and the features, we're adding the talent profile history. HR help desk will be available as a preview feature, and also the workforce cost analysis. For the future items, we will have the peer insights, which is a part of our initiative for people leaders content. We will have the position budgeting, automated inferred skills, scheduling and benefits, flight risk prediction, and also the GROW analytics, which is an integration of skills, learning, and internal mobility. So look at these things as a holistic point of view. So moving to the SCM, we will have the operations, transactions subject area available in preview, as well as the material subject area, inventory aging, and turns. But for the upcoming capabilities, we will have the draft sales order support, as well as the cost accounting, which is going to be available as a GA feature. And for future, we will have a CM planning, sourcing, omnichannel management, and also the manufacturing, asset lifecycle, and quality management. In regards to the CX analytics, today we will have Manju going to review some of the recent content on the CX analytics side. But as far as the roadmap, we will have sales and service analytics. Salesforce Analytics is right now available as a preview feature, and it will be available as a GA. So if you are a CX Analytics customer or you're interested to know more, let us know. And if you are already a customer, you can enable that feature and start testing it. For some of the upcoming items, again, on the CX Analytics side, we will also have the revenue forecasting, as well as the CPQ analytics and incentive comp analytics. For future items, we will have the CX Unity analysis, as well as the revenue forecasting, which is going to be a GA feature, and the field services analytics. I know we're short on time, but on the platform side, I'm just going to highlight a couple items. The first one is the frequent data refresh. So that's available right now for all the FDI customers, and they can enable that and start using the frequent data refresh. And again, if there's any question, let me know. I'm going to put my email in the chat so I can direct you to the right documentation and enablement sources for that. We are also going to have a lot of data augmentation connectors available. You can go ahead and take a look at the list of the connectors that are currently available. We have many of them available as a GA, also some available as a preview, and we're adding more of these data augmentation connectors as well. So I hope that was helpful. It was a very, very brief overview of all these impactful features and capabilities that we're looking towards to. And with that, I'll pass it back to Alex.
Thank you, Fari. Again, if you want to see this roadmap or the OAC one, I put the links in the chat. Now we're going to take a look at some announcements on the OA Summit and the community from Emily.
Hey there. It's good to see everybody. So thanks for the opportunity this morning. I'm Emily Stokowski with the Oracle Analytics team. I think I know lots of you, so we can go right into it, Alex, and talk a little bit about the Oracle Analytics Summit, which is coming up in London in May. So many of you are already registered for that, but we'd love to see you there. Please do go ahead and join us, and you'll have an opportunity to hear from your colleagues and updates from the product leadership team. And there will be news in, we'll be sharing updates from our Gartner experiences, as Ben mentioned earlier. So that'll be a terrific opportunity. If you'd like to speak or present and share your story, we have opportunities for you to speak there. We can also always capture you on video and get your good work out to the world. So we're always delighted to do that. Don't hesitate to let us know if that is of interest to you. And there's a link here to register. And of course, Alex will share that post the call also. So it's a full day event, and again, offers the opportunity for a lot of networking and learning. So we'd love to see you there. We can go to the next slide, which is a little bit of an update on our online community. So again, thank you to this team for all the work that you do in the community and all the information that you contribute and the questions that you ask. It's great to see. We're now just coming up on a year anniversary of the new site, which is linked here again. If you're not on it, go ahead and you can take a look, of course, without having to sign in. It's completely open to everybody to read. If you want to post and ask questions and contribute your expertise, all you have to have is an Oracle single sign-on account, so not too elaborate there. We'd love to hear what you're thinking. I think many of you know that Ben and his team, of course, help manage the Idea Lab. So if you have new product ideas, you can contribute those on the community site as well. And of course, asking questions. Our support team is monitoring the site constantly. Our product managers are also engaged. So if you have questions or ideas or things you want to connect with the team on, this is a great way to do it. So there'll be more forthcoming, but do take a look at that as a resource, and always feel free to reach out to us and to me if you have any questions. And with that, Alex, I'll say back to you.
Thanks, Emily. Yeah, make sure you check out that community website. So much information. Our events are posted there, the Idea Lab. Let's move on to some demos now. We have our time series functions demo with Louis.
Thank you. I think my camera is on and my microphone is on too. Thank you. My name is Louis Rivas, Director of Product Management for the Analytics Platform. Good morning, afternoon, evening, everyone. Thank you for your time. Today, I'm going to give you a quick overview of two new time series functions, the Go and the To Date, that are going to be available in the March release of Oracle Analytics Cloud. And I think we're rolling that out as we speak. So some of you may or may not have it yet, but you will have them soon. So the Go function is a function that you can use to calculate the aggregate measures of a given variable over a designated period of time. It's very easy to set up and very powerful at the same time. It supports the ability to go back years, months, quarters, weeks, and days in time, and you just put in a variable, and it's used for several time series analysis, year over year, seasonal analysis, forecasting, and so forth. And we also have the To Date function, which is this kind of a partner function of the Ago, and this calculates the aggregate measure of a variable from the start of a period, the specified period, to up to the current date that is part of the viz. And again, extremely easy to configure, just a couple of parameters, and supports years, months, quarters, weeks, and days as well. And these can be used for period to date analysis, for performance tracking, monitoring, and other analysis that you can do with the data. So I'll demo really briefly in just very simple calculations for the Ago, and then we can send you a link to a blog that I wrote that you can get a little more complex calculations using these two functions. So we'll start by saying create calculation. We'll say let's make an expression to calculate year ago sales. We can search for the syntax. If you look, the Ago function will show up under the time series calculations, and we can give you a little help on how to create the calculation, but it's really simple. You type in Ago, you pick the measure that you want to calculate the aggregated amounts on. You type in the time level and the years that you'd like to go back. In this case, we just want to go 1 year back, but you can actually go as many years back as you have data to support that time travel. So with that, we'll go ahead and save. And notice that I didn't put a date in, and I have ship date and order date. The calculation will dynamically adjust to the date that I select. And we can start with a simple year. I'll bring in my sales, and I'll use that new calculation and to calculate year ago sales. So notice that in 2021, it's showing me the year ago sales, and it's breaking off 1 year offset in that. If I select month and look, it's going to dynamically adjust to the time level that I'm selecting in my viz. Then obviously there are I don't have any data to support year ago in 2020, but January 2021, it's showing me what we sold in January 2020. So really easy to use and set up as well. And then you can start, thinking of what they calculate, what you were planning versus what you're getting, etc. The to date function, very similar. We can say year to date sales, and we can search for, again, the to date function. We can have the little help dialog there, but this is even simpler than the ago. So we're going to do select sales as my measure, and the level, again, year, quarter, month, weeks or days are supported. We'll just have a simple year to date for sales calculation. And very similar, I can, start with month in this case, and we will select the sales by month. And if I want to calculate how we're doing year to date, then you drag over that year to date sales, and it'll start tracking year to date. And in January, it'll flip over and start tracking again year to date. So very easy. And again, you can select different time levels. Let's say that we want to switch to ship date and do quarter. It'll just recalculate based on that new date. It's not linked to a specific date. It's dynamically adjust to the date we select. And lastly, you're asking, is it supported for subject areas? And it is. It's just a slightly different way to set it up. For subject areas, we are needing to rely on the time hierarchy. So we're going to use this time hierarchy and in combination with revenue. So we're going to build the calculation and create a new calculation. And this is going to be year to date, let's do year ago revenue. And we'll type in ago and we'll look for revenue. And we want to go back a year, and instead of typing it, that would not work. We have to rely on the time hierarchy level. So we're going to just drag over year and drop it in. And if I'll hover over, you know that it's coming from the time hierarchy. And that would be the only difference. And we'll type in year one, and we'll save that. And then we can, let's create another viz. We'll drag over year, and we'll drag over revenue. And if I drag over that new calculation with year ago revenue, notice that it's doing exactly what we want. And the benefit of using the hierarchies is that you can drill down, and again, the calculation is adjusting to the level that we are asking it to report on. So very powerful. You can travel through time. There's a blog, as I said, that we'll send you a link for, and you can get going with the visualizations using these functions. Thank you. Hand it over to you.
Thanks, Louis. I put the link to the blog in the chat, so please take a look at that. We're going to move forward here with catalog APIs with Adam. Adam, thank you for joining us.
Thank you. Let me just share my screen. Okay, so hello everyone. I'm Adam Bloom. I'm one of the product managers on Oracle Analytics. I tend to work on the lifecycle side and security. And today, what I wanted to share with you was I wanted to just talk for a few minutes about the catalog API, which actually appeared in the January update. So some of you may have already had a chance to take a look at this. And I wanted to just talk through some of the use cases, how we could use this. So So there are many lifecycle operations that can be achieved with this API. For example, when migrating objects between environments, the catalog API allows you to identify the content and update access controls in the new environment so that the right users get the migrated content or get access to the migrated content. Equally, the API allows you to share objects with various users, but without having access to the UI, so a very useful functionality there. The API allows you to maintain the catalog of objects, allows you to view the last modified dates and potentially move or remove access to objects that are no longer part of your shared content. And from a governance point of view, you can use the API to review the content that you have, review the access controls. So effectively, you have a tool here that gives you programmatic access to the catalog. And when I talk about the catalog, it's the wider sense of the sort of user-based objects that we have in Oracle Analytics. So the catalog API itself is one of now a number of public REST APIs that are offered in Oracle Analytics Cloud, and this number's growing almost release on release. And like the other public REST APIs that we have, it uses OAuth for its sort of authentication. And I'm not going to go into that part, but I do encourage you, if you are not familiar with the public REST APIs, to go and take a look at the documentation, which shows you what the options are for authentication and calling these APIs. So what you see on this slide is the list of operations that can be performed with this particular API, the catalog API. And we're going to take a look at some of these operations. So what we're going to do in the demo is I'm going to find a catalog object by ID, and then I'm going to inspect the access controls on that object, and then we're going to update the access controls on that object. So with that in mind, let me see if I can. So here we are in an Oracle Analytics Cloud instance, and I'm just in a folder, and I have a workbook here. And if I go and inspect the access controls on this workbook, I can see that I have a couple of application roles that have some access. So BI servers in those places got read write, and then this custom consumer role just has read only, and then I'm in there as well. So what we're going to do is we're going to use the API to go and update the access to this custom consumer. The first thing that we need to do is actually find the ID of the workbook that we're interested in. So what we have here is we have the authorization header. So this is the OAuth bit that I'm going to include in all of my commands. But the interesting bit really is down here. We just have a simple get against my Oracle Analytics Cloud instance against the APIs. So this is kind of common through the public REST API. And then we're calling the catalog API. We're looking for workbooks, which is a type, and then we have a search parameter on there. So we're looking all the workbooks that have changed me. And if you remember, this is the name of the workbook that we're looking for here. If I fire that off, and then what we get back is a little bit of JSON with that information in it. And if I show you that in a sort of more pretty print, what's coming back there, so there is only one object that matched that search criteria, and it brings back the owner, the name, description, and then what we're really looking for is this ID here. Now, what we can do, this ID is actually just a base64 encoded string that actually represents the catalog path. So I can just show you that. So if I decode that ID, and you'll see that what you actually get back is the catalog path. So that can be helpful also. But what we're going to do next is, now that we have that ID, is we'll we will go and find the ACL, the access control list for that object. So again, then the first thing I need to do is put in my authentication header. And then this time, what we will do is we'll make a command that calls a get ACL operation. So here we're posting to that same endpoint, but this time we post the ID of the object and with an action of get ACL. And again, that brings back some JSON representing the ACL. And I have that sort of here just in a pretty print format for you. So you can see that this represents what we saw in the UI for the access control list entry. And what we're going to do next is we're going to update the access control list entry for that custom consumer role. And what we're going to do is we're just going to give them the full access. So I'm just changing the JSON in there. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to call a command with a few lines in so that you can see it more easily. So the next command that we will call is going to actually update that access control list. And again, we first need our authentication header. And then what we're going to do is we're going to post the JSON that we want with our updated ACL. So we're going to call this against this particular object, against the same object, we're going to call an action of update ACL. And when we update that ACL, we are going to put in the JSON that we changed in order to update that access control list entry. So we're going to update that access control list entry against the custom consumer, and then we just finish off to sort of close out our bracket. And it comes back with it returns the newly updated ACL. But if we go back and have a look at our online UI and go and inspect that, we can see that that's the result. So we've updated that access control list on the custom consumer. So that's all I wanted to show you, a quick demonstration of the catalog API that you can then use to achieve many of those use cases that I talked about before. So back over to you for the next one.
Thanks, Adam. A great look at that. I know we have some questions in the chat. Adam will get to those. Now we're going to move on and take a look at some of the data visualization updates with the March release with conditional decorations, reference line, and parameter binding with Abhinav. Hi, Abhinav. Thanks for joining.
Thanks, Alex. I'll go ahead and share my screen. Okay. Hi, everyone. I'm Abhinav Chaurasia. I'm a PM for Consumer Experience in OACDV. And I will show you some of the important features that went live in March 2024 update. So from starting with the conditional decorations. So from January 2024 onwards, we started supporting icons and emojis for conditional formattings and tables and pivot tables. And with the March 2024 update, we are extending this capability for tiles and tiles segment of composite visualizations. So in this case, you can see icons for this tile and icons displayed for the metrics in the composite visualizations. So for those who do not know how these apply icons and emojis on the tables, let me quickly show how we can implement it for tables and pivot tables, as well as the tile sections of visualizations. So I have already created one conditional formatting rule for units. So here we can see that rule being created. The rule is with a condition that when the total units is more than 2 million, then it will put a thumbs up. So this thumbs up I have selected from the icon tab of format dialog. So from the icon grid, I have selected this thumbs up icon, and I have given a color from this color picker to this icon, which I have selected. Alternatively, I could have selected an emoji from the emoji tab. You can navigate the different sections, select your emoji of interest, and assign it to the condition of that conditional formatting rule. Next, I'm going to apply this conditional formatting rule on the units metric of this composite visualization. So I'll go to conditional formatting option on the context menu, and for the tiles, I'm going to select this conditional formatting rule. So you can see the thumbs up icon starts appearing for this metric just before the data value. Similarly, I can apply it for the tiles. I have already created a conditional formatting rule. I'm going to apply that rule, and similarly, that rule is putting a thumbs up icon just before the data value. Just like the tables and pivot tables, you can go to the property panel of the respective visualization, and for a specific conditional formatting rule, you can select option to put the icons before or after the data value. So here I selected after the data value, the icon got moved to the last of the data value. And I can choose to put only the icon. So here only the icon is displayed. Similarly, I can do it for the tile section of the composite visual, and any other visuals that has that you put these data metrics into the tile sections. In addition to that, you can set the size of the icons or emojis that you place in these visualizations. So by default, it is set to match the size of the value. So for example, in this tile visualization, a star icon size is similar to that of data value present here. I can set it to a custom size, and I can provide a size in pixel. So that way, the icon size can be adjusted for the icons and emojis in these visualizations. That's on the conditional decorations. Moving on to the next item, that's parameterization of the reference lines. So in this visualization, in this bar chart, sales value is plotted by the day of ship date. Ship date is a field for the category access, and a reference line has been put in place by the author. The consumer users can select a specific date, and the reference lines can be moved as per the selection. Now, how this is done is by putting a parameter in the visualization filter section, so that consumers can provide a value, select a value, and that value gets stored in this ship date parameter. Let me show you the definition of this ship date parameter. So this parameter is of data type date, which can hold a date value. It initializes with a specific value provided by the author. Next, under the reference line, under the analytics section, a reference line has been added based upon the ship date. And for the value, the parameter which is created here, the ship date parameter, it has been bound to this reference line here. So now that the parameter is bound to this reference line, customers' selection of the value for this parameter updates the reference line. Similarly, you can plot reference lines for attribute columns. So in this case, our reference line has been plotted for product subcategory, and the type of reference is line, so we are calling it reference lines. And for product subcategory, a specific value is selected, which is copiers and fax in this case, so that the reference line appears for copiers and fax value. Next, moving on to the third one, which is another very important and powerful capability, is that of parameterizing the filters. The filters which can be now parameterized are the top-bottom filters and relative date filters. Talking about the top-bottom filters, in this example, we have two visualizations, two bar charts. One is displaying sales, top or bottom sales by city, and top or bottom sales by product category. This has been this dashboard filter is put in place with two parameters. One is sales top bottom method, another is sales top bottom count. The first parameter, sales top bottom, can hold two values, top or bottom, and based upon the selection, the value in these two visualizations are updated, representing what value is being selected in this parameter. Similarly, using this increment parameter, you can choose to increase or decrease the number of values that display in these visualizations. So let me show you how we can do this. So these two parameters are first created. So first, let's look at the sales top bottom method parameter. So this is a text type parameter which can hold two values, top and bottom. And the initial value is set to be top. Similarly, sales top bottom count parameter. This has been created with data type to be integer, and it can hold range values from 1 to 25. And the initial values has been set to 10. Now, taking this visualization, for example, this visualization has a sales field in the visualization filter, and this sales field is being set to top bottom in. Here the method can be top or bottom, but this method is tied to the parameter sales top bottom method, which is this parameter. And similarly, the count value is tied to sales top bottom count parameter. So based upon the values in these parameters, these methods and count will get updated, which will apply filter on this visualization. Moving on to relative date filter parameterization. Here,
Abhinav, sorry to interrupt. Yeah. I think we need to move on to our last demo so we have enough time.
Okay, so I'll finish it quickly. So here a parameter is created for dates, relative dates, and this parameter is bound to the order date, and order date is a visualization filter. So based upon the change in value of this parameter, the visualization filter applies the filter on the visualization, and based upon this, you can see the visualization responding to the parameter values selections. That's it for now. For more information, you can look at our YouTube playlist, which has been published with the March update. Back to you, Alex.
Thanks for that demo. Some exciting stuff, and definitely take a look at that playlist, which I put in the chat. We're going to move on to our last demo here with Fusion Data Intelligence CX with Manjunath. Thank you for joining us. I'll pass it over to you. Oh, and as you're just kind of pulling that up, I'm gonna launch a poll, but feel free to get started.
Yeah, I'll start sharing once you stop sharing. Let me know when I can start, Alex.
Yep, please start. Thank you.
Okay. So yeah, that was a good demo. I really like the smiley emoji next to the profit. I mean, one way to relax some of the revenue officers if the profits are not doing great. So the demo I want to show today from a CX analytics perspective is specifically targeted to the sales and marketing segment, championing the whole cost function analytics that FDI is known for, right? And so, what FDI and CX analytics especially offers out of the box is you think of from a marketing and manager, marketing VP perspective, who's been given some budget to do demand generation, generate leads, all of that stuff. He or she needs a way to be able to show that all that investment is actually leading to some kind of business results, right? Without being able to move a lot of data around, do a lot of stitching and joining and all of that stuff. If like we are able to provide that as a day one experience for customers that are using Eloqua and Sales Cloud, and eventually down the line with Salesforce and Eloqua. So what I'm about to show you today is an experience of that out of the box capability. And so what you see here is the out of the box campaign effectiveness dashboard. So what different leads, what status are they in, which leads won, which leads were lost, what
Alex, can you hear us? I think it's there is a freeze on Zoom.
I can hear you.
Okay, I think we lost Manju. So you can take it from there. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll definitely get you all some more information on the FDICX. So sorry to have that if he pops back on. Oh, there he is.
I'm back. I'm in actually in office. I lost my connection. Can you believe that? Uh, do I, can I run this through very quickly in a couple of minutes, Alex?
Yes, please do.
Okay, all right. Let me run through this. Okay, so like I was saying, we have out of the box data model and content that allows marketing managers to measure the impact of their campaign in terms of demand generation, opportunities, all of that stuff. And we have detailed DV projects, right, which kind of helps understand the level of detail in terms of different levels of attribution, whether it is linear attribution, first touch attribution, last touch attribution, U-shaped attribution. And these attribution models typically take a lot of time in calculating, right? But we support this out of the box, which means on day one, you're able to support this, and all of these metrics are calculated for these managers to consume. And that's a big problem solver. And just wanted to show you in terms of how an experience of that kind was put for a customer. So this is a customer journey where they used those foundational components and developed analytics of their own. Right? Like for example, this is a case where a marketing manager wanted to see for different periods, whether it is previous period or current period, how many leads they generated, what is the trend of the leads, is it positive, is it trending up, by different campaign types, the comparison of revenue, whether it is an influence revenue or from non-influence revenue, and things like this would make a marketing manager feel really good because they're able to show that a lot of their campaign generated leads are resulting in revenue that is getting influenced in the pipeline. But in this particular case, one of the things that the marketing manager wanted to see was like if there are different opportunities in for example in the CRM that they wanted to kind of look at in detail. For example, there is a new diesel generator which is like a $2 million deal that got influenced by the campaign. They can always go into those details of those opportunities and really understand like what is happening within the business. One of the key things that they wanted to see was that different opportunities are associated with different campaigns, right? So you may have campaigns that are getting influenced as part of first stage and last stage, and opportunities also move through different sales stages. And what the marketing manager wanted to see in this critical case was that as the campaign responses are coming through, is the opportunity progressing through the life cycle? And that is what they're able to see, right? So for this particular opportunity, which is a $2.6 million opportunity, which is one, they're able to see the full life cycle in terms of when did it start and at what dates did it actually change stages. And as it's changed stages, how many responses were they getting within those campaigns? So this was a measure of are they able to, is the campaign really resulting in the results that is expected or is it not, for example, right? They need to pull the plug on a campaign and so on. And yeah, so this is again they were able to use some of the out of the box components to understand like which are my best campaigns, like for example webinar here as my best ROI. If you want to look at a particular campaign, let's say if I want to just look at events, how my events doing in terms of responses, leads, influence opportunities, and so on. And so just want to say that in terms of sales and marketing integration, especially for marketing managers and folks who want to look at closed loop reporting, want to look at campaign influences, ROIs, and things like that, we provide that out of the box, something that these users can consume on day one. Yeah, that's pretty much what I want to share, Alex.
Thank you so much for sharing, and sorry everyone about the network issue. It happens. I'm going to launch one last poll for us. Let us know how we did on a scale from 1 to 10. We love to bring you updates on the releases, new features. Definitely want to keep being able to do that for you, so let us know how we do. And I think we have a few questions for the team here to wrap us up. I know a lot have been answered. Let's see, where do we want to start? Do we have any updates on OAS and OAC comparison? I'm not sure when that link, Ben, was created. Is that updated?
I think it's going to be updated soon, like probably this month. So it's coming, and usually this link is very useful for a lot of people. I'm sorry. So let's give it maybe a month or so, and it should be updated. Yes. And also something I wanted to share to everyone. Let's see if I can do that. I'm going to close this, close that. I'm going to share my screen 1 second. There is a big event called the Analytic and Data Summit 2024. It's in April 9th to 11. We are going to put that in the chat. So if you want to join, you are welcome. They are going to do a lot of demo. You have different sponsors. You are going to have our global VP of product management, Gabby Robin, which is going to present. We will have Maria Colgan. We will have a few other people. You have a full agenda on this page, so feel free to join, and it will be okay.
All right. Do you have any option use evaluate function available for workbook level calculations or any other call SQL from chart calculation? We see this option from semantic model and FAW, but not in workbook. Is there any roadmap or option for use evaluate?
That's more for Luis. Luis, are you still here?
Yeah, maybe we can get back. I don't know. That would be the answer. And we maybe you can capture the person who's asking. I can get back to them. in private. There may be something in the roadmap, Prasad, that we're working on, but I would need to check.
Of course, Prasad, feel free to send me an email to follow up. Okay, next one. Where can I get a good and complete semantic model with data to make demos?
Good question. I think Pete Montero is working on a specific new Oracle Analytic public instance where it will not be in read-only only, but it will be maybe having a semantic modeler, maybe the ability to use data flow and so on. So it's in discussion and it might come soon or probably this year. So we are going to keep you updated, but we have this request from a lot of people. Give us like a semantic modeler with a connection to EPM, connection to the subject area, connection to different things, so we can test it and see how it's built. It's coming, yeah.
Next question from Claudia. How did you connect revenue with OSC?
Yeah, I can take that. So what we have is, so Eloqua has an app that synchronizes campaign information with Sales Cloud. It also does this with Salesforce. So the idea being that once you start getting response for your different campaigns, we can synchronize those responses and those leads into Sales Cloud and basically make a connection saying that these leads came from these responses. And then from within Sales Cloud, we can always track or connect or define this lineage between leads and opportunities, right? So which leads got converted to which opportunities. And with that, we can now connect all the way from campaigns to leads to opportunities, and then opportunities have revenues, and therefore now I can connect a revenue back to any campaign, whether it is first touch, last touch, whatever be the attribution model. Hopefully that helps.
Wonderful. Last question we have from Jason. Do you have an estimate when EPM connector enhancements will be released, semantic and dimension enhancements?
Good question. That I will have to ask Alan and we will have to follow up. I know it has been a topic of discussion for the past few months. We are running also a connector audit, and we are looking at which customer are asking for the same. So we are going to put you, Jason, as another customer requesting this type of enhancement, and hopefully we can prioritize that better. I will get back to you on that. I'm taking a note up and we will get back to you maybe this week on that. Yep.
Okay, well, that's it from us. Thank you all for attending today. Again, this will be, the recording will be put up, the PDF. Please feel free to reach out if you have any other questions. Thank you, Oracle team, for joining us today, and we will see you back in May.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.
Everyone.
Thank you.
Take care.